Uh, yes, hello everyone, it's been quite a while since my last video. Long enough for me to have a production value increase and have an entirely new face. Outfit's still the same, so still me. Still Seru. Just different faces. I like this face better. I will change faces every now and then, you just have to deal with it. Well, I'll probably keep this one for quite a while longer than the first one. This first one kind of was a little bit rushed anyways. Design-wise, not art-wise. I have to get effort into that artwork. Well, as much effort as you can for a sketch, which really just means don't look at it too closely because you'll see all the errors and whatnot, and I don't want you to see those. But you have to zoom in pretty far for that, I think. So you wouldn't notice it in the video, I hope. I don't know. But yeah, so we're getting back into things. I had to finish up school stuff and then actually draw things for this. You know, we're going to be doing some character design today, or monster design more accurately. It's May, month of mermaid. People draw mermaids and whatnot. So of course, I wanted to draw some werewolves. I was actually going to just draw some mermaid stuff first, but then I was just trying to draw a mermaid, and I was thinking, well, I just really want to draw a werewolf right now. But before I can draw a werewolf, I have to draw a regular wolf, because, world building demands such things. So, we're going to be drawing that wolf today, and then the next time we'll be drawing the werewolf, and then other things after that. We'll get there when we get there. I mean, I've already gotten there. I pre-recorded these. Well, this video, the next one, the one after it, at least. Beyond that, flying by the seat of my pants, so to speak. I'll be doing that a lot, I think. But, Oh yeah, I also had to capture some goblins to help do the editing stuff. But don't worry about the goblins, they're being paid. Kinda. They're alive, they're fine, don't worry about the goblins. The editing goblins. They'll probably never show up, just know they exist. But anyways, since I don't want to just be standing here talking for another 7 minutes, let's actually start the drawing part of things. Okay, so, some context as things start getting started. Right, so, as we're starting a good drawing, I've already drawn this whole thing, so as I'm showing you me drawing this everything, a bit forward, these are monsters that are called Labosi. Essentially, they're just like alien wolves. And the lore behind why they exist is after humans got kicked out of the Milky Way galaxy, because that's some world where I'm going to drop on you casually. I was going to make a whole video explaining everything, but I realized if I did that, that'd be me taking another month or two to not do this. I mean, I originally was planning on making more videos back in February, because I was working I should do the background lore stuff and whatnot before I do anything else, and I kind of just procrastinated, had to keep remaking things, and it was a whole mess of things. So, I have a general idea of what the lore is, so I'm just gonna hop into it, and you're gonna hop in it with me. Yeah, we're both gonna figure out what's going on together. But, general gist of everything is, humans left the Milky Way galaxy, Earth has been destroyed. It's kind of like the biblical flood, but instead of a flood, it's let's just delete the whole planet and start over from a whole new galaxy. So yeah, humans are in a new galaxy at this point. And of course there's alien life forms all inside planets. And there are aliens known as the demi-wolves. And of course there are wolves from Earth that came with the humans. So the Earth wolves and the demi-wolves got handsy, or I should say palsy, with each other. And now we have the Labosi, which are still called wolves because simplicity's sake. But either or. I'll use both the names. Maybe at the same time, who knows. Anyway, so these exist and they're pretty much the same as a regular wolf. Except, stronger. Because fantasy setting. Occasionally might have, some wind breath like the big bad wolf. but that's a bit of a rare situation. I mean, yeah, they get stronger depending on the phase of the moon, but they're really docile during the day, kind of aggressive at night, and on a full moon they're close to being invincible. Like, most people want nothing to do with them during a full moon, because they kind of just go a little bit crazy. I would say feral, but they're already feral most of the time. There'll be smart ones that can talk and whatnot, a lot of them actually. I'll get into monsters a bit later, how they function differently than animals do. Well, they're not actually animals in the world setting anymore. I'll talk more about monsters in probably the third one, because the third, after the werewolf, is a more standard monster that, I'll probably get into more about human monster society at that point. But anyways, for this... Oh, wait, the video, yes. I haven't talked about what I'm drawing. I mean, I'm drawing wolves. But this one is like really wanted to make like a solid black wolf that I thought would be kind of cool. But I didn't quite like how it's turning out for like a starter one. So it's probably going to be a different variation of him at some point. But, not now. Another day. In the future. Maybe distant. I don't know. But anyways, so, Labosi, they're very territorial. But also very special physical boundary kind of things. It's like, they won't go inside of a town. But if you go in their territory, you're dead. Like, you're not leaving. Unless you kill them and fight your way out. Which is easier said than done. Even in a world setting with mages and whatnot, like... I mean, yeah, you have magic, you have your fancy swords. You got your laser guns and whatnot. You still might get your butt handed to you by some wolves on the full moon. Just how it's gotta be. How it's gonna be. But you don't want to mess with them, because they are very terrifying to fight. They get stronger depending how many of them they are, and how full the moon is, so... full pack of them, full moon, you might as well just die. You might just save yourself the time, save yourself the trouble, and just, they send you a different plane of existence. Yeah. World's dangerous. Like sometimes it rains knives on various planets, and sometimes it doesn't rain ever. Eternal drought planets, those are going to be a thing. And eternal raining areas, those are also going to be a thing. The weather is just going to be whatever I feel like it on certain planets, because that's a fun thing to do. Alright, so I think, what else can I say about them? Well, they're very fluffy and very cute. You can pet them, just be careful with it. Pet them during the day and be gone by nightfall, and you'll be fine. And I was gonna talk about, Human Monster Society, a different video, but I might as well just do it now, I'm thinking about it. So, in the world setting, Seruverse Galaxy, which is where humanity is now, in the current modern time frame of the world setting, we're going to be telling stories in and whatnot, where all of these things are happening, all these monsters exist. There is a energy source known as Aether, which is essentially just space radiation, but magical. And monsters absorb it naturally, and the more they absorb, the smarter they get. Also, the more humanoid they get at a certain point. So essentially, you get a dog, and the dog starts talking, and then the dog becomes a furry. Okay, and then the dog becomes a furry, walking around on two legs, talking, maybe wearing clothes, depends on the dog, honestly. And yeah, then you can't have a human, but different, but also not a human, because humans also function differently due to Aether and whatnot. But I'm not getting into that today, because this isn't a video about humans, it's about wolves. Or Labosi. And yeah. So, that's them. Oh, another thing. Character designs. One thing I always try to do is design them more than once. As I say I try to do that, I don't do that all the time, but I need to. I guess I will be, because before a character gets involved in the short story, they will be designed again, unless they have already been designed a few times. It's just good practice. Because, you may think, oh, I'll go with this idea, and then well, it could have been better. For me, if I'd gone with the solid black wolf, it wouldn't have been that good, but I did change it, and you'll see the sketches and whatnot. I've just done the headshots for this part, and I'm just making a full bite of that. It's going to be scrapped, most certainly. But yeah, so humans and monsters get along, I guess, about as well as two humans would. So, which is good sometimes, bad other times. And I will also be making other characters of this species. I mean, I already have some. I'll be showing them off after the video, after the next one. Actually, so after this, like, these are the wolves, then there'll be the werewolves, and then after that there'll be the wolf Segner, which are essentially going to be magic werewolves. But like, I guess kind of druidic magic. And then there's going to be the, I'm not going to say that one yet because that's not fully set in stone concept-wise and might change, so I'm not going to say it now, just in case that completely changes. Can we scrap the idea entirely, because that's also a possibility. Like, if I don't say it, it's subject to change, but you also don't know, so that's why I'm not saying it. If I don't tell you, you don't have to do it. Okay, in this part, working on some, like, just full body sketches. I didn't want to put as much effort into these as I did the headshots, because drawing full bodies is hard. Headshots are a lot easier, obviously. So I just stick some thumbnail-y stuff like this. I like looking at character thumbnails, but I don't like making them, because it's hard to make them, because I like putting too much detail into them, which makes them not a thumbnail at that point. I mean thumbnails like, it's like these on screen, like really tiny drawings of what it is, like not a lot of detail, it pretty much is a silhouette, essentially. Yeah, so I like looking at them, don't like making them. Also, this one is terrible, so I got rid of it. I didn't finish it. Like, when you're sketching, you can kind of tell. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Don't worry about that. But, you can, when you're drawing something, you kind of tell, yeah, this is not going to work out. Or other times, like, yep, yeah, this is it. I have no reason to keep going forward, but I'm going to keep making more of them just to make more of them. That happens in the third part with Wolf Segner. The first concept I made for him, I like, yeah, this concept is going to be the thing. But because that's how I will have to make 2 more of these. So I did, and I went with the first one because I knew I would. Just, when it works, and when it doesn't, it doesn't. So how have you been? How's your day been? How's your week been? I say as though I could hear your answer. I mean, I guess you can throw it in the comment section, I'll probably read it. Well, almost certainly read it, because I read all the comments I've gotten so far. And I might look further. I am that guy that when you like something on my social media, like, if you like my post on Instagram, I will go to your account and see whatever you do. Just for the fun of it. It doesn't have to be creepy or anything. I don't like go to your Facebook or whatever, because I don't use Facebook. But like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, here's your Instagram, then go to your Facebook and see your whole life story. Like, no. I just go to your Instagram, see if you post artwork yourself. If you do, I might look at it and like it. If you don't, I kind of just leave. I just kind of drift in and out like a tumbleweed. I don't know why I admitted that. It sounds kind of intimidating, honestly. But I mean, I do it. Yeah. I suppose we should talk about my name. I was talking to think of it. So I guess like I don't know. It's kind of Persona, but different. Because I already have a Persona. Yeah, that. So that happens. So, yeah, I have eyes in this form. You just can't see them. Unless I get kind of excited or, I guess, kind of loud. Like, my whole, avatar software, if I get a certain level of volume, it does that. So, that happens sometimes. If I were to scream, it happened, but I'm not gonna scream because my parents are sleeping, the goblins are sleeping, and I don't want the folks next door to hear me screaming, because, they're probably gonna come over and see what's going on. Or if they don't, I'm gonna be disappointed, because I'm like, hey, I know for a fact you heard me screaming over there. I scream very loud when I actually mean it. So, like, the fact you didn't come over means you don't care, and I'm gonna be upset by that. But also, if you do come over, it's gonna be very awkward, because I don't want you to come over, because I'm actually screaming in danger. And because of that, I just don't scream, ever. At home, at least. As a fun story, I was at the... I was at a mall. They had a bungee jumping thing, like indoor bungee jumping. And me being terrible with heights. Like, I am ridiculously bad with heights. Like, I'm the person that will go up to, like, a bunk bed, go up the ladder, get to the point where my feet are on, like, the second rung, and then get scared and not want to come down or go back up. Like, I don't want to go down because, like, oh, I might get hurt going down. I say, like, I'm, like, 1 foot off the ground. But I don't go up further because that's me going up further. So I kind of just get stuck there for a few minutes, thinking about my life choices and how I got to that point. But I'm back to the bungee jumping. So, for some reason, like, less than 10-year-old me, I don't remember how old I was, it's been a very long time, thought, hey, I want to go on that thing, it looks like fun. So after years of bugging my parents and begging them to let me get on it, they finally did, and boy did I make them regret that decision immediately. So, going up was really fun, going up a bunch of thing, but because of gravity, you go back down. So, of course, I feel like I'm falling, so I start screaming. Not like, oh, kids screaming, I'm screaming like they'll try to kill me right then and there, because I feel like I was gonna die. So I'm screaming my heart out in the mall. Everyone's there. They hear it. They're probably concerned. Yeah, my mom told me she kind of just wished she could, just leave. But she couldn't because, that's her kid. She can't just leave me there. Because then I've been screaming even more. Hi, Mom. I know you're watching this. How are you doing today? Don't answer that because I'm not here to... Yeah, don't answer that because I probably can't hear you anyways. Actually, I'll say that like I'm not in the room with you right now, honestly. Just ignore I said that entirely. But the bungee jumping thing, so yeah. Every time I went up, I'd be happy, and then when I go back down, I'd just start screaming. So that went on for a couple minutes, I think. And then I got off of it, and I was like, okay, I want to go again. And the whole family said no. And I never got to go on the thing again. And honestly, I would not get on it now. So yeah, that's one story of me screaming. So there's another one. Case of the playground at, it was like middle school or fourth and fifth grade. I don't know. Both of those things were in the same school, just like separated for some reason. But it was a playground. Had this it's a weird spinning thing. I want to say it's like a lower budget merry-go-round, but really lower budget. It was just like a weird cage that just spun around if someone actually spun it. It was weird. I didn't want to go on it because at that point in my life, I knew I am bad with heights, I'm bad with fast moving, I will scream, blade and murder if I get on this thing. But my best friend at the time was like, oh no, I want you to get on it. Why? Because you wanted to hear me screaming. So yeah, I, for some reason, eventually caved and just hopped on it. And obviously I started screaming like bloody murder, and it was terrifying for me, fun for her. We don't talk anymore, but not for that. That's not the reason. The real reason is because she kind of just stopped talking to me. She was the kind of friend where if you're in person, you're best friends. If you're not in person, you don't exist. And, school kind of stopped existing with the whole COVID thing, so she just didn't talk, wouldn't respond. So that was the end of that, really. Oh, and I'm almost done with drawing now. I wanted to talk more about what I was like to drawing, but I kind of just ran out of things to say. Which is awkward, because I have the exact opposite problem as I have the last video. I purposely made this one longer, thinking oh, I'll probably just keep talking beyond when I'm finished. And then I'll just be there an awkward thing where, oh, the drawing's done, but there's still 12 minutes left in the video because I'm not done talking. But here I am running out of words, and it's best to run out of footage as well, so it works out. But yes, this is coloring. This is the final concept of the wolf. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. It's a little bit left in it. And you probably noticed some weird moments in the recording where I kind of just stopped drawing or whatever because I got freeze or whatever. And that's because I didn't record this right. And by that I mean I would be drawing and then I'd stop drawing and not stop the recording. So it'd be a situation where I'd be drawing I think it was on a Discord call when I was drawing this. It might have been. It was pretty sure something Discord related. So I'd be drawing oh, let me go and type out a reply to that, or let me just drawing oh, I'm gonna watch a video or something. And I wouldn't stop the recording, so it'd be 3 or 4 minutes of my screen just being not moving, nothing happening. So I went through and cut out most of those, but there's some times where it's not long enough to justify cutting it out. So just a few 30 seconds of me just doing nothing. But yeah, it'll get better. And not the next video, the one after that, because errors in all 3 of those. It gets better, I think, I hope. Alright, so, I'm on the grass drawing stage of things. So, I'm gonna head on out. I appreciate you being here. I hope I see you in the next video. Jesus loves you. I appreciate you. And don't trust a squirrel to deliver a message. Just trust me on that one.